Have you ever died as soon as the wall drops and you don't know what the fuck happened? Watch this video, you'll probably figure out why.
I hear one.
Alright, this whole video is going over every single grenade launcher, blaster pistol lineup that I know of in the game right now. The advantage of using these is, as you saw in the clip just a second ago, you can get kills as soon as the round starts, which immediately puts your team at a massive advantage. Or you can deal good damage on a couple of people, or just a bunch of minor damage to a lot of the enemies, which gives you information on how many people are that way, if they're all going that way, or just takes them out of the fight for a little bit longer, which is always useful. If you learn anything new, perfect. That's what this video is for. If not, sorry I wasted your time, but I still appreciate you being here.
Naos, mind the sand.
So the first spot on Naos is on defense side. If you're on defense side and you come up to the middle, this one works almost every fucking time. There's always at least one person going down the middle. Maybe after a couple times where you do this, they won't do it the rest of the game, but usually when you first start, this is where I always go. You're sitting behind this. A lot of people usually go up here. You don't have to do that. I just go behind this, and if you look in the top left on the mini map, you can see the white dot. That's where your grenade's going to land. I like to make it land in between that, where the wall and that rectangle is. Now let's go show where that is real quick. I like to aim it right here. So you always do the first one just in the middle, boom. And then I always do the second one closer to the left, because if they're trying to run out, usually they'll hug the left side. If you do them back to back, you'll get a tag on the people that are on the head glitch, so you'll know if they're there, and you'll get a kill on anyone pushing. And then I usually will just be like, okay, I'll hold right here. If you're on attack and you come out this way, usually by the time you get around this corner, that grenade's already in the air. You're gonna get smacked by it. You also can't reach all the way up there, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, you can't reach all the way up there. So don't do it on attack. It's just a waste. Where do people do it from? Usually this nitro spot, I think, yeah. When the wall drops, count to 3 and aim it for the left corner, because usually people will come around the corner and try to run into the hallway as fast as possible if they're not sniping. So shoot this around the corner, boom, just like that. That will usually get a couple tags, if not just kills. Obviously, that's if they go A. Most people go B. That's why I don't use this one a lot. I usually go down mid, then run towards B. You can also, you see those windows up top right there? You can aim through those as well, but kind of fucking annoying to do to get it right. Because you have to line it up. Try to get it towards the middle of the cover, right there. If you get it right here, this will kill the person sniping. So if they have a hollow point, this is really good. Grenades can one-shot if it explodes on them. Usually, I get around 15 damage, so it's just like, just intel if they're barely out of the blast radius. I've never gotten less than 15, but you can get a kill if you get a direct impact.
Dongtian, best dim sum around.
So when you start, the wall is right here. There's two things that can happen. If you're on attack, the defense will either grenade the middle or they'll run into the middle so you can't spin. And that's assuming they go middle at all. For some reason, people have not been doing that often. So you can shoot a grenade just right over this box right here. I always try to go as far as I can. If that doesn't get a hit, anyone in middle won't really push in, so you're safe to come up here and still defuse or refuse spin. Then if you're on defense, the wall's right here. And what I like to do is two things. If they round one, I always just shoot one down middle, just right here. I try to aim. If you look up top left of the mini map, where you see it says mid A main, and my dot's like right underneath it. I always try to make it close to that like dark square right there on the corner of it, because that's usually where people get about to before your grenade explodes. So
Hold up, gun needs bullets.
almost always get a tag, if not a kill right there. And then after that, if they're aggressive, like they rush it really quickly, usually like a Corona, or a hurricane would do this. They'll run up, run past the grenade because they're so fast, and they'll climb up on here and start doing it like this. So after my first grenade, or just on round 2 if I know they're doing that, while the wall's counting down, I like to hit the bottom side of this vent. It'll roll down the rooftop and land where you're sitting.
Never know when you'll need a full mag.
That'll always kill the person on that. Every single time. I've got so many kills on people that love to sit on this thing. It'll roll off that roof, bounce down, land right here. Right at their feet.
Yggdrasil.
So when the walls are still counting down, you can climb up here and climb right here. And I always try to get this as far into that room, over this wall right here, as possible. You can't ever make it behind that part where people usually sit behind. So what I do is, as soon as the wall drops, I have this already lined up, jump over it, and then like right about here is where I shoot my first grenade. And then I run back behind here and shoot the other one, slightly more in the middle. Most people usually run through the middle, so that'll either get you a bunch of tags or a kill. This one I do every single time, every single round, and almost always get something. You can also do it on attack. The wall drops here, so you'd probably be charging with your melee like usual. You run over here, take out your pistol, and on this corner, they can't hit you unless they jumped over it first like I did. But usually this is like whoever's quickest. So you'd come around the corner and aim just underneath where it says mid on the map, at the top left. Shoot one. I only ever do one because that kind of covers that whole area. So another one on defense. Wall is right here. When it drops, you can already have this lined up right here. If you look in the mini map, you can see where it says main stairs. I like to have it on the A, because when you shoot right here, you have to wait a second, because their wall drops back here. It's not too long. I'd say like count to like maybe 2, because there'll be 1, 2, shoot, bam, you know? Yeah. So when you're right here and the wall drops, I always line it up on the A. Wall drops, 1, 2.
Reloading. Outpost, where old meets new.
So when you're on defense, you start all the way back there. You run up here. You have a couple seconds once you get here. The wall is right here. When you get here, this left window, you want to aim through it, and if you look at the top left, the mini map where it says A main, you can see on to the left of my dot there is like a long rectangle and then like 2 small squares. That you want to aim in between the right square and the top of the rectangle. I always try to get it right. Damn it. There. The reason I like this spot is because a lot of people know this lineup, so they'll usually sit on the corner and wait for the grenades to get over the wall before they start to run in. If you aim it in between the box and the rectangle, which is a wall, this is usually just enough to get the people that are sitting in the back. And then, when you do that, I also go to the right just a little bit. As you can see, it made it move all the way to above the M. As soon as I'm done loading my second shot, I shoot my second grenade right here. Anyone that wasn't waiting, or anyone that was waiting and then left after the first grenade, is going to get tagged if not killed from that second grenade. If you're on attack, like I said, you're going to probably be having to wait for their grenades to go off first. So after they're done, boom, boom, you come up here. And since you have 2, this one doesn't ever get tags. I always do this to make sure the room is clear, because if you don't, some people like to sit in the corner around the wall. So I always shoot my first one just into that room. Usually they'll hear that and they'll run out if it doesn't tag them. So once you run in here, what I like to do, because usually there's always someone right here, they're on the box or they're on the corner shooting at your team. Your teams are always fucking fighting them too, not doing anything smart other than just peeking people who are already holding an angle. You know that people love to sit Right here. They love that. I always just sit right here in this corner. Knock one over there. And lands at their toes. I've gotten so many kills doing that. Now, like, it doesn't fit, you know, the theme of the video for the most part of, you know, when the wall drops, grenade launcher lineup spots. But this one's only a couple seconds after the wall drops, so I'll allow this one. I'll put this one in the video. So, on attack, if you're in middle, you know, the wall's right here. You can hop up to right here as well. It doesn't go past this black line. When the wall drops, you can come down here. You can also do this on defense. So if there are people doing this on defense, you will have to wait, just like on A. That's kind of how most of them are on this map. But if you wait or don't see any grenades coming through the air, if you get just to at least to this part where you're past this part of the wall, your grenade can reach just past the cover. Right there. If you look on the mini map, the dot is like right on the A. We're on A short. Shoot that, it reaches right past the cover where someone would be sniping. If they have a hollow point, especially, that spot is amazing. You will always kill. Always, if there's a sniper or a hollow point. And then if you're on defense, you can do the same thing, but you'll get there first. Because you'll be right here. And then when the wall drops, you'll run. Hit this corner. You don't have to go all the way. And just launch it over. I like to do it a little more to the right, because some people are really slow when they're trying to turn this corner. So I do one to the right and then one to the left as soon as I'm done reloading, just like that. B has some really good ones. So if you're on defense, obviously, you don't have to even step out of cover for these, because these ones can go over the walls. If you do it right here, just in between this crack, shoot it right over this. If they are running, like full speed as soon as the wall drops, as soon as you shoot this, as soon as the wall drops, you will get a tag, if not a kill. Also works on attacker side. Not as good because you have to, again, wait for their grenades to go off first. But once you get about here, as soon as you get up the stairs, basically, you want to aim over everything. You want to aim over that and the wall. If you look up here towards the top of this tree, you can just barely get into the point in the same spot where their grenade is. So if you want to play a game of chicken, or you think someone's there and aren't using a blaster pistol, shoot one right there, you'll hit the person on the corner. And you can also do one right here if you think someone is like holding a spot. You know, sometimes you come up and someone will be like right there. You just go to the left, aim at this tree right here. You'll hit the person who was trying to hold that angle and get a free early snipe at the start of the round.
Tundra, stay frosty.
So if you're on attack side, you go down mid. The wall is right here. As soon as the wall drops, I scoot up just a little bit past it, and already I'm pre-aiming. I always will shoot my first one, like basically as soon as I'm done, as the wall drops, I mean. And I'll shoot it, if you're looking on the mini-map in the top left, where it says mid, you can see that square that I'm next to, and you can see another rectangle that's just going straight up and down on the map to the left of where it says A-Link. I always try to get my first shot in between both of those, because if they have someone that's aggressive, they will usually end up in between those two spots at the same time as you when the grenade explodes. So you'll either prevent them from coming this way, or get a tag on them, which will make them backtrack because now they have to heal.
Bought these bullets. Promise.
See? And then you can also get a little bit closer, do it just barely looking over this, and you can get inside of there as well. And get anyone else that's trying to like hold a sniper on you guys. Then if you're on attack, the wall, or defense, the wall, pretty sure, is right here on this corner. So you'll be waiting, the wall will drop. I like to do it right as soon as I hit this corner, the corner of this box. If you hit the corner of this box, you just barely look over the box in front of you, and this will hit them almost right in their spawn as soon as they're coming out. You shoot this, I usually shoot both. It's just right around the box. First one will hit them. Anyone that was further will get tagged, and they will either double down and run further in, which separates them from their team and makes it an easy pick for whoever's sniping, because there's usually someone always right there. Or they'll run back. But if they're already a little further, that first tag that makes them run back is going to also hit them because you shot them a second time. And that will usually kill the person that runs back. This one is really good on paper. The only reason I don't think it's good is because nobody goes through this almost ever. If anyone goes A, they usually go through the portal, or they go through middle and then to A. No one comes through here. But if for some reason you think someone will 100% come through here, I always like to sit on this corner. Well, not always. If I do this, I sit on this corner and I aim just barely above where you see at the top left, where it says A main on the minimap. In between the A and M just a little bit, and above the M, that's where I like to line it up. Because as soon as you shoot it, that's behind the box in the middle where the treasure would be hiding, where they're breaking it. As you can see, it exploded right here. This is where they would be coming out. And they probably are breaking the treasure. You will get tagged for a huge amount of damage, if not just kill them. But, like I said, people rarely go this way. So, actually, pause. I'm forgetting a super good one, actually. There's a really good one for B-side. If you're over here, the wall is right here, you know? If you open this one up, obviously, you can run out faster. Also, if you're sniping mid, I'm including this part of the fucking video. This is a huge pet peeve of mine. People that love to snipe down mid always sit on this door. And then when they turn the corner, usually they'll also be on that same corner. It's whoever shoots who first. Stop doing that. Just open this wall and then run out. And then crouch to use this as a fucking head glitch. Please stop getting picked off early. You can see everything. It's a head glitch, and you were here well before the enemy team. But back to the main point of the video. So, the walls will be up right here, both sides. As soon as it drops, you come out right here and just look right over the wall. Just right over it. Not too high, because if you go too high, it'll go up against the back wall. You don't want to do that. You want it more in the middle. Aim to just about right here. I'd say in the middle of all this ice. Just in the middle of all this ice. Just above that. Keep it lined up there. And if you look in the top left where it says B entrance, my dot's just barely under that E. If you wait like, usually takes wall drop. I'd say 4 seconds, honestly. If you wait about 4 seconds from when the wall drops, so, you know, as soon as that wall drops right there, you count to 4, even if you just get here at 4, line it up, and let go.
Should've stole a gun with a bigger mag.
That explodes right at the top of the stairs, right there. The top of the stairs are right behind the middle of this thing. See? Right in the middle of all the ice, right here. That's the reason you don't want to aim too high, is because you'll land on the back wall over here, and it won't tag anybody. If you aim it for the middle of this whole area is almost exactly where you go. You know? That'll hit you. If you hear footsteps, use that middle spot. This will get a bunch of tags.
Wow, that is one big damn.
So, if you're on attack and you're coming over here, the wall will be the bottom of these stairs, like right here, I believe. And as soon as the wall drops, I'll run up. Don't go to the top of the stairs, but go like right about here. And then fix your crosshair to get slightly above it. And if you look at the top left, you see how my dot is in between a long rectangle and a square? I always try to make that small dot to the right of the square, not the rectangle. Because the square is where people usually sit for the sniper, because it's a really sharp angle with the door. If you shoot one right here, anyone that's trying to snipe on defense will 100% die. This shot is, if you get the tag, you will 100% get the kill, because that is this spot. And everyone I hold this fucking spot. Everybody holds this. You will always get a kill if there's people on this spot trying to snipe. And then after I do that, I will usually also shoot another one to the right, because if it for some reason doesn't get the kill, they'll move to the right of the pillar, and this will finish them off. If you have homing grenades, if you can get it to bounce off the wall, right? Oh, I just had it. Right there. If you have your dot where it looks like right there, with homing grenades, and they're in the corner where the nitro head glitch is, this will actually hit the nitro in her fucking face and one-shot her, and I love when I have homing grenades on attack because of that. So you'll be in here well before the wall drops. I'm usually standing in the middle of it, and I aim it And if you look on the mini-map in the top left, right above where it says A window, you see my dot, how it's above the A? You don't want that. If you aim it right there, you will miss every single time. You always want it to be, scoot back a little bit, at the top of the stairs. Because when the wall drops and you're running, almost everyone starts off with a fully charged melee that gets you further ahead. That makes you miss if you're aiming at the bottom of the stairs. Aim it to where it's just basically right on top of the A on the minimap and shoot. You'll be hitting them as they hit the corner. And then if they're going into the head glitch, which usually they do, I always fire my second grenade a little more to the right here. The reason I do that is because that goes into the entrance of the head glitch, as you can see right here. First grenade would land right here. And then the second grenade would land right here, anyone that's going back here. And you will usually get 1 or 2 kills. The wall is usually right here. All the way around. You can get on this box if you want. I don't. So, you can always just shoot right over this. Do not do it as soon as the wall drops. You cannot reach far enough for them to hit. Now, after the wall drops and you want to count to like 3 to 5, pick your poison. It's dependent entirely on how aggressive the enemy team is. When you shoot this down mid, you hit them as they get up the first set of stairs. See, first set of stairs. You can also, if for some reason they keep going like starting A and then running up mid, aim just a little bit to the right. You can see right here, it hits the corner. Usually when people come down the stairs going from A to mid, they're trying to like hug the corner just in case there is someone watching. They'll jump right back into A. If you shoot it right here on the corner. Oh, I fucked that one up. Hold on.
Never know when you'll need a full mag.
There we go. So obviously if you're on B side and you're up top, just use this cover. If you know they're in the water, you can shoot that.
Aw, these bullets found their forever home.
That always will hit if they're in the water over there. Or, as soon as the wall drops, you want to do this as soon as the wall drops. Just shoot it right here. This will land in front of the doorway of, well, I'm going to show you in a second. But this lands right in front of the doorway, and that will get a tag if not a kill. Let's see, it landed right here. Their wall is right here. So as soon as that wall drops, if you shoot that grenade, they would run out. And yeah, that would get a kill. If not a bunch, because if they come this way, they usually are bunched up. You'll get a kill and a couple tags. This one, you can do the other way. If you're on attack, shoot right over it.
Never know when you'll need a full mag.
That one I'm pretty sure also lands in the exact same spot, but I don't really use that often because it's kind of, you don't know if they're up there until you know they're up there.
Aw, these bullets found their forever home.
Blackmarket. I'd keep your head down.
So while you're doing this, running up to mid, the wall will still be going. I think you have around like 10 more whole seconds once you get here. The wall will be right here.
Never know
While
when
you're
you'll need a
waiting,
full mag.
if you really want, you can line up the shot here. This is ideal. This is exactly where you want it to be. This is perfect. Some people usually will get closer. This is what other people like to do. You can do it right here as well. I don't like doing it right here, but you can, because then you can also get to the right side. I like doing it before the wall, so you can have it lined up early. If you look on the mini-map in the top left where it says mid-corridor, my dot underneath the D is on the corner of when they come through the mid-corridor. Shoot this.
Bought these bullets.
Anyone that's
Promise.
coming out this way is going to get tagged if not killed. On attack, the wall is right here. You can also line this one up early. You're aiming right here. Just if you look at the statue that's in front of me, aim over the hand, lined up with the head. When you shoot this, anyone that's in that spot where I said don't go for your first grenade, the reason I say don't go, one is because it's faster than not, but also because attack side can also kill you. If they shoot this grenade in this spot right here,
Aw, these bullets found their forever home.
you will die if you're in this spot trying to hit this fucking corner. You will always die from that, if not deal a ton of damage, and you're basically out of the fight until someone heals you all the way, if you even have a healer. So if you're on attack, the wall, I think, is right here.
Hold up. It needs
As
bullets.
soon as the wall drops, you'll be running up. You'll be looking at this. You aim through this window. Yeah, it looks like. Okay, you have to be at the top of the stairs. Once you hit the top of the stairs, if you could see this on the minimap at the top left, how my white dot is in the corner right there, that will hit someone that's on that head glitch that is super hard to fight. So if you shoot this here,
Never know when you'll need a full mag.
yeah, you all know this spot. That head glitch right there, that just hits that. That's a great one. So if you're on defense, and you're right here, I'll switch to the burner just so I can see it easier. Nope, I will not, because it makes it harder to see while lining up. So with the blaster, if you have the dot on the top left of the minimap, see how it's on the top of the stairs? You don't want that. You want it on the A or underneath the A. So if you have it right here, or a little bit lower, right here, right there, that's the spot, you'll make it into the window to get anyone that's running up on A early. I'm gonna switch to the burner so I can see it well. Alright, comment that right there. Oh, look at that. That's perfect right there. That's exactly where you wanted to go. That's great. So if you're on defense and the wall drops, you will be right here because the wall's right there. If you line it up in between the corner in mid and the huge block of flowers that's in their spawn, the wall will drop and you shoot it in that corner.
You'll need a full mag.
It will land, usually won't get kills, but it will always get a ton of tags because it's in between all of this. The wall is right here. People will usually be running out. Won't usually kill. Sometimes you will if they're really slow, but you will always get a ton of tags if they're going middle. This is a really strong spot. So if you're on attack, you don't even have to wait for the wall to drop. You can shoot it over the flowers. If you look at the top left, you can see my dot underneath the O and A short. Put it as far to the left as you can. Right there where it's at will be inside of the doorway. If you shoot it as soon as the wall drops, anyone also trying to get the grenade line up will also get hit and die. If you're on attack, there's another one on A. This one, I think it's better with a smoker than it is with blaster, but you can shoot straight over this, just straight into the point. If you shoot it right here, it just anyone that's trying to hug the left side while you're pushing in with a sniper will get tagged and be forced to leave the corner. Usually your team will be pushing in while you're doing this, so you shoot this.
Bought these bullets. Promise.
And it landed right here. So anyone that's right here will be getting tagged. Probably won't get a kill. I think that's better with the smoker though, because then no one can see anything. You can just smoke this whole spot and your team can just run in, plant right here while someone else is defending. So if you're up here, if you aim over this this light fixture thing, I don't know what that's called. It's not a chandelier. If you aim over that and over the other one, I always try to line it up to be behind the middle of that box right there that I'm looking at. When you shoot that, I always do both of them. If they go A, you will 100% kill them. This is a super, super strong one. It's right here. You'll have to come around, do this, and you have to hope that for some reason someone on defense is pushing out really hard.
Should've stole a gun with a bigger mag.
And you can reach over the cover, but usually the people on defense aren't coming out like this unless they're really special. They're like a sniper or something. It's like if you have a lot of snipers on the enemy team, I guess you can, but I wouldn't personally recommend it. It'd be much easier to just take your own gun and climb up here. Much easier. All right, and that concludes this video of every lineup I'm aware of right now. If this was helpful, leave a like, comment which map helped you the most. I'm live on Twitch every weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday at midnight EST times, which is technically Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, but whatever, we're not going to talk about it. And I would also appreciate it if you ever stop by to my Twitch and say hi every now and then. made
Thanks
a
for
meal
watching.
that I didn't
Have a good one.
already know.